Hello? Hello, people? My mother is here doing her thinking face, so she will be here shortly. I can see her in her little preview. She's doing her thinking face. And I am trying to figure out these last few answers. Hello? Now I'm just guessing. Yenta. I should have known Yenta. After all of the nanny that I watched, I should have known Yenta. No, I was filling that in. Ah. I didn't even understand that last clue. I was gonna guess here. I didn't understand the clue. I'm just happy with myself for getting advisory board. Tell me why I woke up this morning and I knew we had a stream, but definitely thought it was Friday, not Wednesday. Oh no, not the UAE one. The one that was year. It was like sommelier degenerate. That's not the sommelier. Declan. What was that? I don't even remember the clue now. It was like sommelier something. And I'm like, what? Why is that year? I don't understand. You already started your crochet along? Yeah, sommelier's day datum? What is that? Because a sommelier is a fancy person. It's a fancy food person. Is it a fancy wine person? I don't understand any of that. Also, meaning one piece of data that they care about the year wine. Okay. Gotcha. That makes sense now. Also, how dare you start your crochet along? We weren't supposed to start until Saturday.
I told him that yesterday.
Hello? Are you saying words?
I am saying words. Do you not hear me?
No, you're not saying words. Sorry. You think you're saying words. You're not saying words. Is something wrong with your microphone? Technology?
I can hear you.
Oh, you hear both of us. Okay, I gotta figure out my situation because I don't hear her at all. Also, you have a much bigger piece than we do. I'm doing a whole dress. Okay, let me figure it out. Honestly, let me just leave and come back. See if that fixes it.
Oh, so I guess it's just you and me, Ronald. Okay. They'll figure it out. Okay, now I can't hear you. You're doing all kinds of talk some more.
I'm saying words.
Okay, better.
Okay.
Sometimes when you come in, you're a little muffled and then your microphone catches up. So
Okay. I gotta turn the volume down though. You are directly in my eardrums.
Sorry.
You're good.
I had to turn it up so I could hear you.
I keep my computer volume at 100%, and all I ever do is watch like YouTube and stuff on my computer, and so I adjust the YouTube volume. My computer
so
stays at
weird.
100%.
See, Ronald, I accept excuse number 2. You're going to be taking some time off, so you're not going to be crocheting. Oh, Artemis may be far faster than you. I am not. As my husband
Also,
loves to point out, I am slower than them. But whatever.
Also, I may be faster, but I also have to continuously build up stock for a business.
I have no excuses. I didn't start mine early. I was real tempted to start last night, but since I haven't quite narrowed down what I'm going to do, that would have been difficult. So we want to get this show on the road.
Sure.
Okay, hide that.
Let me angle myself so it looks almost like I'm looking at you.
You don't want to be looking at me?
I mean, I am looking at you, but you are here. I'm looking at you on my TV, and the camera is here. So if I adjust it so that you are just above the camera, then
Wait a minute. You finished a whole cake? We need to find out what you're making if you finished a whole cake of yarn already.
Wild.
Okay.
What day did you start? Hang on. Let me pull in Instagram so we can talk about stuff. Oh, goodness.
Yes, we need to get this started so I can take a bite of my sandwich.
Oh my goodness. Live video. Coffee.
Oh, that's right. You did tell us what you were making, Ronald. I remember now.
68. Okay. Audience. Public. Next. Okay. Copy. And Instagram key, paste, save changes. I can't tell if I like my hair up in this one like this or if I hate it.
I think it's cute so far. I thought you were going to wear it down, though, so everybody could see your lovely twists that are so much longer than mine. I am jealous.
I'll put my hair down during the life updates so we can, because it is a life update that I accomplished twisting my hair.
Longer and fuller, I am sad.
Okay, we are going live in 3, 2, click.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Coffee Klatsch. If you are watching this live, it is 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Well, actually, it's 10:25 Eastern Time, and we are glad to have you with us. If you have never watched this before, we are an audio ambiance. We are your background sound. We talk about life and everything else, but yarn first, because that's what our subscribers came here for.
Also, I hope that everyone who knows us does the background sound motion with us. I want to believe in my heart that at everybody's house they do the background sound motion.
And so we are here to keep you company while you watch your children, while you do your laundry, while you are cooking breakfast, lunch, dinner, depending on your time zone. And you, Layla, calm down. They already put in the contracts. They are going to rescue your foster siblings who are being experimented on by Big Pharma. They're on their way. They picked up their tickets. They're going to be on your spaceship soon. Just calm down. It's not good. All this stress is not good for the twins you're carrying.
It just kept going. It just kept going. I was like, it'll be okay. Contract. All right. Rescue. All right. Big Pharma. Whoa. Spaceship. Twins.
Ronald can't take it.
Also, Ronald's little thumbs up for the background sound. I love it. Wild. So, what are you drinking today?
What am I drinking? I am finishing off the last of the pistachio creamer because there's some delicious vanilla caramel in the refrigerator waiting for me. And your father has already given up on the pistachio. So unlike me, he drank it once, decided he didn't like it, went and bought 3 more bottles of creamer in flavors that we already know we like.
Mm-hmm.
And has totally skipped over the pistachio.
And it's like, we're done with this.
And opened another one. So it's left to me to finish the creamer that I spent $3.50 on. Because nobody else drinks coffee. So
I am still working on my strawberry cucumber mint tea from Publix. It's limited edition, so if you want some, go get it now.
Yeah, I'm real tempted to put in an Instacart order to Publix just to try some of that.
It's good. It's very good. I like it a lot.
I might. I'm real tempted. Okay.
So, do we want to start with things? Have you completed things?
Well, we're going to go into our yarny crafty thoughts, people. Those of you who are new, this is where we talk about any artsy, craftsy, yarny goodness.
I just saw your lower third name. Oh my lord! Oh my lord!
That's a signal to you. That's because we're a little late on the grocery shopping, so I put in an emergency Amazon order for a case of ramen, which shall be on my doorstep shortly. Or at least I am. Maybe nobody else in the family is, but I am adjusting to the fact still that your sister is back. So that means
food is getting used up quicker.
More food is getting eaten. And some of the things that were like, I'm the only person who eats this, are not, I'm the only person who eats this anymore. And so I'll go in the cabinet or something and it's gone.
Start labeling your food like you're at the office.
No, I don't need to label it. I just need to make adjustments for, like, for instance, the ramen is disappearing because your brother was like a hit or miss person on ramen, but your sister loves ramen, so the ramen is disappearing. So I had to buy a case of ramen because I'm hungry.
I see.
But no, I haven't finished anything, but I have some other yarny stuff I want to talk about briefly, but you do your stuff first while I take a bite of my sandwich.
Okay, so I have one finished thing, several sort of finished things, and I'm trying not to be like upset because I have a market today, I have a market on Saturday, and I thought that I was going to have more things done. And I just ended up starting a bunch of different little things because I could not focus my brain meats. And so I started a bunch of little different things. And now I don't have enough done. So I'm going to have to spend the next couple days like knocking stuff out to get things done. But the one thing that I did finish is I finished my QR code. And the other reason that I'm upset is it doesn't scan.
Oh no!
Yeah, because it's so wonky. It's so ugh. And so now I'm gonna have to break one of our friggin' cardinal rules so that I can friggin' make this thing scan.
Aww.
I don't want to have to block. And everybody that I looked up says that you have to steam block acrylic. Do I look like I own a steamer?
You don't have to use a steamer. You can just, because I've done it not too often, but I have, basically it's called killing the acrylic,
Mm-hmm.
which you just use an iron, put like a towel, put like a damp towel, and then iron on top of the towel, like a thin towel, if you've got a thin towel,
Okay.
and iron on top of the towel, and then put your thing in the shape that you want it to be on the towel after you've kind of killed the acrylic, and then let it lay there and dry.
So we have an additional hurdle.
You don't have an iron, do you?
I don't
know
have
you
clothes
don't.
that need to be ironed anymore.
I know you don't, because I don't iron clothes either. So I didn't raise y'all to iron clothes.
No.
It's another thing, we don't iron in this house.
So I need to either go out and buy.
And I can't even remember the last time I saw your father iron anything. So I think he's taken on my lazy ways.
So I have to either go out and buy an iron, or I will probably buy a steamer before I buy an iron, because I can use a steamer for my wigs.
Yeah.
But I finished it.
And iron's probably cheaper. You don't have a friend, a neighbor, somebody you can borrow an iron from?
All of my friends live too far away. That's why we all video chat.
You don't have a coworker who would bring an iron to work and say, "Hey, can I borrow your
Oh,
iron?"
maybe. Actually, I'm gonna text my friend that I'm doing my Wednesday market with and see if one of them can just bring me an iron.
If not, irons are fairly cheap. Irons are in the same realm as like coffee pots these days. You usually can get one for about $12-15 at Walmart.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay, I might go do that, because I'm just frustrated, because I was hoping to have this ready to like display in my market today, because I knew I was going to finish it, but I didn't realize until far too late that I was going to have to block it. And so, because I even put a border around it, because I didn't have a border around it. I even put a border around it last night to see if that would help with the scanning. And I kind of like stretched it out on my floor to get it as square as possible. And it's just not happening. The thing that I'm really afraid of is, what if I block it and get it perfectly square and it still doesn't scan? Because I know that it's possible to make a crochet QR code and have it scan. But what if I fucked it up? And I spent all this time, and what if it doesn't scan? Then what do I do?
You'll get over it.
I won't. It will be the end of me.
It's frustrating, but you'll get over it.
It'll be the end of me. It will still be cool as a novelty. Maybe I can because I think because there are some, let me see if I hold it up. There are some spaces where you can kind of see the white through the black. And so I'm wondering if maybe if I take a needle and thread and painstakingly cover all of the little gaps, that might help. But I'm not going to do that until after I block, because if blocking is the easy solution, I'm going to do that. So the other things that I have somewhat completed. Oh, I did more things now that I'm looking over here. So I went and we talked about this before, I think. But, or a Sharpie. Thank you, Ronald. Thank you. Thank you so much. That is so much smarter and easier. Because I was about to thank you for helping me remember that we have tools, we are learned. I went out and got the Joann's Big Twist Pride yarn, the Big Twist Living.
Did you just say big tit?
I said Big Tist. I just dropped the W. I did not. Though I was literally just thinking, I was reading some article, or not an article, but I was reading some post or something. And one of the things that makes me just the happiest in the world is when people write out the word titty, but with 2 D's instead of 2 T's. And I don't know why it makes me so happy, but it does. It's just so funny. Anyway, I went and got the Joann's Big Twist Living line, which is the line that contains the pride colors. And I was trying to figure out what to do. I've come up with another thing to do as well, but I wanted to make a few pride things. It's about to be June, even though Asheville doesn't celebrate their pride until September for some reason. Everybody else is celebrating pride in June, and you're like, we're not like the other girls. It makes no sense. I mean, there might be some actual reason, but I've not been given that reason, so in my head it makes no sense. But I made dice bags. So I've got the By Pride dice bag.
Oh yes, Ronald, who said last night that dice bags are a waste of time, but it's okay.
Straight up rainbow dice bag. What? Ronald? Where do you put all of your dice? I've got the lesbian pride.
I'm kidding. He was talking about how he made dice bags for a board game before they came out with the deluxe version of the game. I think that's what he was saying.
But I made my little dice bags, and this is exactly the same.
And that's me calling out your name. I'm sorry, Ronald. I was just too. I guess the sassiness from yesterday is just carrying over. Those are cute,
right? Those cute little guys. I'm trying to decide if I want to actually sell them with the dice like I did with the other ones, or if I want to just have them as little like dice/trinket bags, and people can just buy the bags if they're not interested in D&D. Or maybe I'll put the dice with them and then give the option for them to not take the dice, and then I'll just take the dice back and put them in another bag. But I did those, and thank you, Ronald.
You can do them like, oh, you weren't here when I bought that thing, but I bought Ticket to Ride San Francisco, and they were like, if you buy this off of our Ding and Dent shelf because the box was dinged, there's a bonus gift that you get with it, which was an extra set of cable cars so another person could play. Ooh. And those cable cars were ugly, and I'll never use them because they're ugly color. But it was a free gift, so you could be like, with the purchase of a dice bag, you can get a free set of dice. You can put them off to the side, like, oh, free with purchase.
But then I would need to change the price of my dice bags, because when I was selling my dice bags with the dice, I was selling them for $20. Yeah, so I was going to do like probably $12 for these, and then the $20 if they want the dice with it. 12 or 15, and then $20 if they want the dice with it.
Oh, I didn't realize she was going to take a class to learn how to make a dice bag. Yeah, not with you there. There's no reason for them to go take a class.
Unnecessary. And then I am working on another thing with the Pride yarn. I'll show you that later once I finish it. I'm not even gonna tell you what it is. It's a mystery. And then remember how I was so upset that I had lost all of my scrunchies?
I do not remember this, but I'll believe you.
So I made all of those scrunchies, and I went to vend at a couple markets. So I had the scrunchies at the BIPOC market. I packed them up somewhere, and then for the next like 3 markets, could not find next 3 or 4. Until literally just yesterday, I could not find my scrunchies, and I was like, "What happened to all of those scrunchies that I made?" Because I had like 10 or something like that. And I was trying to figure out where all of the scrunchies were that I had made. Apparently, I am as a dog with no object permanence, and so if I cannot see a thing, it does not exist. I can't
feel you on that one.
I can't see through this.
There's all your scrunchies.
They were all in here, and
I forgot you put it in there.
I fully did. Forget that I put them in there, because I was like, I'm now remembering the thought process when I was at the BIPOC market of, oh, this will be just a cute little storage container for all my scrunchies. I'm never going to have more scrunchies than will fit in this container. It will be so perfect, and I'll have all my scrunchies in my golden dragon egg. And then I lost them.
Well, now that you've gone through losing them and finding them again, you'll probably remember, because that's what happens to me.
Yes.
Is that I lose things, and then when I go through such a struggle to find them again, then I do not forget again where they are.
Yes. Ooh, Ronald said he put a picture of his crochet along in the Discord. I want to look at it really quick. Literally so quick. Because we are talking about yarny crafty things. But I'm not going to put it up on the screen because if you guys want to see what we're working on, go join the Discord. Let me see.
Well, is that the end of all the stuff that you are showing?
Ronald, duh. You are so far. How long
see now I gotta look.
We're gonna be doing this crochet along and you're gonna have a finished cardigan. Ronald. Furious. I am now furious.
Well, I think he's doing a pullover, isn't he?
Go look at how much he has done before you say any words.
I'm about to look now.
Go look.
Okay.
Unless that is the size of a toddler, Ronald.
Sir, that's half of it already. That is half of it already.
It's me, I'm Ronald. I only went through one cake. Don't worry, you guys crochet so much faster than me. I will get it done. This is your mustache that you have in my brain.
That is half of it already, sir. Oh my goodness. For anybody who is familiar with the hexagon cardi, which is all over the place, where you pretty much do two hexagons together and two hexagons and then sew them together. He's already done one hexagon plus added on length to the sleeve. So he's already got half of his sweat. That is a full 50% of that sweater.
Ronald, are you adding length to the bottom as well? Because that is half a sweater.
How is that 20%? That is not 20%.
Unless you are making yourself a duster, that is half a sweater, Ronald.
But he said he was doing the pullover. So
yeah,
a pullover is not going to be long.
Yeah.
So why would you need 5 cakes? How you're not that big, Ronald? I've seen you. Well, I'm not
maybe he has extra length to his arms that we don't know about. Maybe he's got Slender Man arms.
Maybe.
Anyway, the other things that I've worked on, because I said I worked on a bunch of stuff, but didn't really complete a bunch of things. So
yes, you are a grown ass man, but still, it's not going to take 5 cakes for your sweater.
Bees.
Oh, cute little bees. Cute little bees.
The problem is, I was working on these bees while I was at work, and I forgot to bring my safety eyes with me, so I'm going to have to embroider the eyes on all these bees, as well as I'm doing the wings a different way so that I don't have to sew them on, because if I had to do that, I was like, these are not going to get completed. So instead of the perfectly round circular, which is what I was doing before, I would make 2 circles and then sew them on. I'm just doing some clusters of double crochets across 2 stitches, and I think it still looks good.
It's cute. It's very cute.
Okay, so but I still have to sew the eyes onto all these, but I was making bees. I still need to do the wings on most of them as well. I've got bees. I didn't bring my white yarn with me to work, so I just kept making bee bodies. Oh god, I dropped one. Okay, bees. I feel like when I go to the grocery store and I refuse to get a cart because I don't need that much stuff. Bees. Okay. I think that's... Oh, wait, the last bee. Hang on. The last bee. It's so far away. Oh, God. I dropped one. Oh. Okay.
Child.
Hang on. This is the one that I dropped. And then... Hang on. Okay, wait. Bees. I made bees. So many bees.
Oh my goodness. Giant bee
So many
butt in
bees.
my face.
It's the face. I just haven't put eyes on it.
Oh, okay.
Bees.
Cute. So many bees and a mega bee. That'll be a nice showstopper for your table.
Yeah, I've decided that for the oh my god, let me drop all these bees. I'm gonna make my bigger pieces, but I'm not gonna bring the bigger pieces to any of the smaller markets.
Mm-hmm.
So so the what are my words? So like the big bee that I just showed, I
Mm-hmm.
am gonna finish it, but that's gonna stay at home until I go to the Big Fay Nectar Festival. And when I make the dragon, that's gonna stay at home until I go to the Big Fay Nectar Festival. When I make my big
Mm-hmm.
snake, that's probably gonna stay at home until I go. That way I've got several big items and then
Yeah.
the smaller items will fill out the table.
Yeah, that'll look really good at the big Fey Nectar thing. So is that all your stuff?
Yes.
Okay, well, before I do my stuff, I just want to say as a reminder to folks, if you're just sitting there enjoying your coffee and want something to do, you can jump into the crossword. We finished the last one and we put up a new one. This is considered moderate difficulty.
I
As you
don't
can
trust it.
see, Ronald, as usual, is running away with the score simply because he's typing. I can hear it binging in my ear. He's typing in answers while we're over here talking, and you're welcome to do the same. You know, I know we are a society these days that can't just sit and talk. You have to be doing something else with your hands, second screen, and all that. So if you're not knitting while you're watching us or folding laundry, feel free to jump into the crossword. Okay, so back to the yarny thoughts. I don't have anything finished. I'm going to tell you that up front. I don't have any finished objects. Um, I did not. There will be no kindergarten coloring corner today because I did not finish any pictures. I colored a little bit, but not really. The main thing that I'm working on, which I'm still going to work on it, but I'm going to give it a little bit of a rest. Um, I think Ronald has a question.
Don't know how to decrease a granny stitch. How? Ooh, I'm trying to think of how you would decrease a granny stitch.
At this point, I, as much as I hate to admit it, daughter mine has more experience than I do, so she might be able to answer this question on what to do.
I'm
Um,
trying to hang on. Do I have Susan's granny stitch in front of me so I can look at it and think of how?
but I can see where you're saying that it does look a bit wide. It did look like it was flaring out. The sleeve did look like it was belling out, but I don't know your taste. I don't know what kind of look you're going for. So you may want bell sleeves.
I yeah, I am the kind of person that likes long theatrical bell sleeves, so I'm not the person to give you that answer, Ronald. Because I hate when people do the cardigan
I
sweater,
mean,
the hits, the cardigans. They have like the cuff, and so it comes down. I want like a
I
wide
I don't
sleeve.
know if you're trying to do a Billy Porter over here. That's
But my suggestion for decreasing the granny stitch, you'll have to figure out the math of how many decreases that you need to do. But I would suggest so, like, we've got granny stitches here. Imagine all of these have 4 stitches in them. When you get to the one that you want to decrease, do just 2 stitches in them in the first round, and then the next round you treat that as one granny stitch, so it's got 4 stitches in it, and you only go to the 2 sides. That is what I would suggest to do a granny stitch decrease. Or you
or
can just
you
look it
can
up.
or you can I don't have anything granny stitch in front of me, I don't think, because I've um I'm sitting here digging in my bag back here. I
Yeah,
don't
I
think I
do a lot of stuff with granny stitch, so I tend to have a lot of stuff.
see. I haven't done granny stitch in ages, and that's part of why I wanted to do the hexagon cardigan because I
Hmm.
know granny is the thing right now. I have nothing granny stitch here. Absolutely nothing.
Not a one. What is your suggestion though?
My suggestion, I'm just going to hold up this random piece because I don't know how to point it out otherwise. But usually to do a decrease in any kind of crochet thing, like you wanted, you could do what's the best way to describe it? Like normally you'd be doing two stitches in here, and then a space, and then two stitches in here. You would, or you could do like one stitch in here and one stitch in here to bring those in as one stitch for the next round. Does that make sense? It's
Oh,
hard
okay.
for
So
me
yeah,
to,
I understand what you're
it's hard
doing.
for me to explain it.
So make me big again. So what you're saying is if you're doing your four stitches here, four stitches here, four stitches here, four stitches here, and you have a chain one in between, instead of doing that, you'll do like your first one regular four stitches here, and then you'll do and chain one, and you'll do two stitches here, don't chain, two stitches here, and then you
Yes.
chain one so that that becomes one stitch.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
Gotcha.
Okay, so Ronald follows your logic. Good. Okay, so like I said, I'm still going to finish working on the blanket. That's the main project. But
Mm-hmm.
obviously we went to the housewarming, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So I didn't get it done for the housewarming, which we knew we wouldn't. That was a pipe dream. So this is where I am right now. I am on row. It's row. What do I have here? I'm starting row 11 of the chart.
Mm-hmm.
My chart's a little messy, but this is the chart.
Yep.
Okay. I'm on roughly row 11 up here, as you can see. But because we're trying to make it square, you see how this isn't perfectly square, and knitting
Yes.
stitches are shaped differently than crochet stitches. The adjustment that the girl who converted it from knit to crochet did was add about 14 stitches down here, 14 rows down here. So I've already done all of this, and I've done what you see marked out in blue. So when I say I'm on stitch row 11, I'm actually on about row 25
Yeah.
here. But this is, yeah, as you can see, you can barely see it, but I'm just now starting the bottom of the chart.
Mm-hmm.
You see where the brown is. So
Yeah, I see it.
I feel good that I'm making progress here because I'm on this part. I'm doing this part right here. And right now I have it set up. The fiddly bit was changing the colors.
Mm-hmm.
um
That's
Thank
funny.
you, Ronald Tubby. But for the next at least 4 or 5 rows on this part, it's just straight. I've already set up the color change, so I don't have to really like think about it for the next 4 rows, so I can move through those fast before I have to make changes. And the changes, now that it's set up, the changes are really little on the pattern. It's like, okay, I need to move in 1 stitch on each end and move out 2 stitches in the middle. So it's just like real, it's real simple,
Yeah.
the changes. So because that's the part, since I'm doing double knitting, for anybody who hadn't been here before, double knitting is basically I'm knitting 2 squares at the same time, but they're held together. So when I do, and so it's opposite colors. So This is the green with the tea with the coffee as the pattern, and this is the coffee with the tea as the pattern. It's very opposite, but there's not a whole lot to show because you can't see much of the
You're just
design
getting to the
yet.
pattern, yeah.
So I'm just now getting to it, but I'm still I'm still very happy with it. I'm still using my little kitty stitch stitch markers.
They're so
Um
cute.
and yeah, it's just when you first change colors, it's not like when you crochet, it's easy to remember to change the colors. When you're doing double knitting, you have I have a brown and a green right next to each other. And usually it's like, you know, purl the browns with brown and knit the greens with green. And but then when you come to the color change, you've got to purl the browns with green and knit the greens with brown to get it set up. And then
Mm-hmm.
once you get it set up, then it's good. Then you can go back to, brown with brown, green with green. It's just when you do the color changes, it messes with your head a second. So but I feel good that I'm on a part right now where the color change is set up and then I can just fly. And I'm not picking up the tension rings again because every time I did that, I'm gonna save those for crochet. Every time I did that, it just messed me up. So our crochet along before we get to what we've decided for the crochet along, I was looking. I know I want to use black and white yarn, and I was gonna buy some yarn, and then I thought, well, you know what? We're already going to spend different money for this trip, just like we do every year. And I want to get a new bra and I want to get a new bathing suit top. So I'm going to put that money toward that instead of buying yarn. I know y'all didn't need to hear about my bra, but whatever. So I knew I found two huge skeins of white yarn. One that your Aunt Terry, is it in here? No, it's not in this bag. Darn it. I thought I had it in this bag. But I thought I didn't have any white yarn. And then your Aunt Terry had given me a box of yarn, I think from one of the elderly ladies who passed. And it's like, I have no need for this yarn. I don't know why I have it. So here, you can have it. And I forgot about it. And then I
Mm-hmm.
went and looked in the box, and there's a huge skein of white yarn. So I'm
Nice.
like, yay! And then I was looking through something else, and I found another huge skein of white yarn. I'm like, why do I
Okay,
have all this
nice.
white yarn? I don't even use white. So I've got two huge skeins of white, and since I'm trying to make a crop jacket, I figure if I find wherever the black is I have in this house, it should be fine. Because remember, I had black for that hoodie that we were going to make. So I know I've got
Mm-hmm.
some around here somewhere. So while I was looking for that, I found number one, my feeble attempt at um corner to corner,
What even was that?
a scarf.
Oh.
There is a right here. I was starting on the because it's a scarf that says AKA on it.
Oh yeah, I remember this now. I remember this now.
And I gave up on it because A, corner to corner is fiddly, and B, it's fiddly to me.
True, you had to do bobbins because you were making a scarf, which means your item needs to be look good on both sides. I even show the back of my thing because I did not. I straight up did not.
Yep.
Carried floats all the way across that thing. Got so many floats I could be a parade.
Yeah. I and I just and I told myself, oh, these colors are fine. And then the more I looked at the AKA colors, I was like, these are not quite the right pink and green.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I don't know if I want to finish this. Maybe I want to go. I want to make the scarf eventually, but I want to buy the right colors.
Yeah.
So, but also while I was looking for the yarn, look what else I found. Now, remember how I said I bought the yarn? Remember I bought all that yarn from Joann's right when we were talking about Joann's going out of business and they were having a sale.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought now's a good time since they're putting everything on clearance prices for me to get the yarn for the avatar blankets.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't send the dark blue that I needed. They sent the light blue, but they were out of the dark blue. I'm like, okay, well, I guess that'll be the last square I do, and I will. Guess what I found in my
Dark blue?
stash of stuff? Not only dark blue, but
Light blue? Did you find? Had you already prepped for the square and you just forgot? And more dark blue? So you had prepped for the square and fully forgot.
yep. Well, I thought
That's hilarious.
I didn't fully forget when I went to buy it. I thought, well, I think I used already the yarn that I originally bought for the squares back in, what was it, 2015, whenever they graduated from high school. But also,
you got so far. Mother.
this is for those who are not familiar with the blanket. This is the water square. This is the water square. And since it's dark background, light logo, that means this is Chloe's square. And I don't even remember what size hook, because I remember when I was trying to make this. No, I didn't just do this. This is what I did ages ago. I tried this. If you don't, yeah, it is crochet.
Yeah, she's been trying to do these blankets for millennia.
Ever since my daughters graduated, and the original pattern is like single crochet and then half double crochet for the design. Well, the original one is single crochet and cluster stitch for this light colored part, but most people in the comments said, oh, it lays flat or it lays better if you do half double crochet for the design part, just single crochet and then half double crochet for the design part to make it, like, I guess it's supposed to make it stand out better or something. I never understood why they were not just doing it all single crochet. I did, but I tried many different things. I tried the cluster. Then I said no, and then I tried the half double crochet, and then I said, well, let me try doing it in Tunisian. No, I got bored with that. Well, let me try maybe knitting it, just regular knitting, not the double knitting I'm doing now. And then I got bored with that. Well, let me try, I don't know what else I said I was going to try. I tried, I toyed with the idea of doing it corner to corner.
That would have been huge.
Seriously, I never even started that because corner to corner was too fiddly, number one, and number two, yeah, once I realized how much bigger the corner to corner is, I'm like, no.
Yeah, because I started the corner to corner, and that's not the size that I had originally wanted the QR code to be. I wanted it to be like maybe a quarter of that size, and then it'd be, because now when I block that, people are gonna have to stand way back with their camera to try to scan it.
But the plus side is if they're, they don't have to get up close on it. So
true.
So I tried at least 3-4 different techniques. I don't remember which one this is and what hook size I used. So I'm afraid that whatever hook I pick up, it may end up like tapering. The square may end up tapering in like this if I try to pick this up. I don't know, maybe if I'm going to say this and you're going to shout no, but since I can't remember what hook it is, maybe I should pull this out and start over.
Incorrect. That was the incorrect answer.
Are you
There are a
sure?
lot of choices. That is the incorrect answer.
Are you sure?
Incorrect. That's what I'm
Like,
saying. Maybe use the recommended hook on the skein, which is probably a 5 millimeter.
I probably used whatever was recommended in the pattern and went down one because I crochet loosely, which I figured out with these tension rings is probably because I do not wrap the yarn around my finger in any kind of way. I let that yarn lay across the top of my finger and be done with it. So that's why my crochet is so loose, because whoever taught me, I never learned, oh, I'm supposed to tension the yarn. So by the time we got to where everybody's talking about, well, I wrap it like this and this for tension or whatever. No, this is what my yarn does right here. This is it.
You
I
don't
don't do
even
I
like,
don't,
because mine at least goes,
I
I'll
don't do
do
nothing
over
else.
my index finger and then under my middle fingers and through my pinky.
No, this right here. Sometimes I'll take the rest of these fingers right here and do this to wrap this string here. Do that like that. That is the most tension that I use when I crochet, which is why. So basically, I have this, which is half, which is started. I still remember this was the Tunisian that I was going to stitch over, and I've decided I'm not going to do that because doing this Tunisian is taking up way too much of the red for some reason. So I'm not going to do that. And I don't think I bought any more red when I bought that yarn from Joann's because I thought I had enough red. But I still have this, which is again is a Chloe square. I have this much done on this one, which I think this one is narrower. Now that I'm looking at it, I think this one is narrower than
the blue one, or than the
blue one. Yeah. The blue one is a touch wider. But I don't think necessarily that is a reason for me to frog one or the other. But they're done. They're done in different stitches because, yeah, I think this one might be. I think the blue might be wider because I think I did. I think for the design part, I did half double crochets. I'm looking at them now. Yes, I definitely did half double crochets for the design part, and I think that made it just a shade wider because this one is all single crochet. Yeah, this is all single crochet. So I guess I'll just keep to doing what I did on both of them, or I could pull this one out and start doing the half double crochets for the design. Why are you giving me that look?
Maybe you should just work on Sydney's blanket, the one that you've been working on, and you can solve this problem later. Maybe you should finish one blanket before you start ripping stuff out.
Yes, this is the most, Ronald. I'm not taking it the wrong way because this project is the most chaotic project I've ever worked on. Mainly because I'm a person, if you give me a pattern and everybody says this is the way we do it, then I will either do it the way they did it or just give up on the pattern. But with this one, so many people went in so many different directions. Basically, the girl who did the original pattern, she did it a certain way, but then everybody else kind of took the charts and said, okay, I really like these charts for the avatar symbols, but I'm gonna do it this way, and I'm gonna do it this way, and I'm gonna do it this way. And that just left my little indecisive brain to go, oh no, there's so many choices of ways to do it. Whereas if it was a pattern that's just like one way, then like I'll do it, and if I get bored with it, I'll set aside, do a different pattern, then come back to it, and then just pick it back up later. Do we see it when we press the heart of the other five little emotes? I
Oh,
have not seen anything.
I
I
haven't
think
seen
because
it.
we're
StreamYard and not
on
on YouTube.
StreamYard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you to anybody who's given us hearts.
I think if I yes, thank you for the hearts. I yeah, if we had YouTube up, I bet we would see it. Cuz I have seen it when I'm on somebody else's um live stream. I've seen it. But yeah, so those are my projects. I am going to leave the bobble blanket because I'm fully right now, my brain is fully into the avatar thing. And so my
Mm.
next goal is Christmas. Whether
I
it
mean, you
gets
got plenty of
done or
time.
not. What'd you say?
I say you got plenty of time.
Hola Ari. Gracias for the hearts. Um so what are we making for the crochet along?
I am making let me pull it up. You pull up yours and I will pull up mine. It's in my
Well, I don't know
favorites
what
on
I'm gonna make.
Ravelry. You don't know what you're going to make. I thought you had a pattern.
I kind of narrowed it down to two things, I think. But I'm still wavering.
Where is the dress? There it is. This is what I am making. Let me pull up consent, share screen. I have fully locked in, fully settled. Like, this is the one that I want to make. So this is the one that I'm making. This is the Moonchild dress by Stephanie Picorni. And what I'm going to do is, because it has to be black and white, what I'm going to do is start the top fully white. So this whole top bust section is going to be white. And I think down to about here is going to be white. And then I'm going to start adding black stripes and make the stripes bigger. And so this whole like last couple sections is going to be all black. And so I'm going to fade it black to white. Which means I'm going to be doing some guessing on the size of those stripes.
That's going to be
We'll
nice.
see. Yeah, because I really like the shape of this dress. Hopefully it's as sturdy as it looks in this picture, because it does not look like she's got a brassiere on unless she has like a sticky bra or like a strapless or something under here.
Well, get a strapless bra.
They don't work. Strapless bras are a lie created by the industry. I don't believe in them. I don't believe in them.
They may not work for our size, but they work. I used to wear strapless bras once upon a time.
I may try one. We'll
are
see.
You suggesting a sticky bra, Ari, or are you asking what a sticky bra is? You could do boob tape.
I could do boob tape, but boob tape you have to pull pretty up high, and she doesn't like it's open.
You're true. Yeah, you're true. And I don't think a sticky bra is going to work for our size. A sticky bra is basically two bra cups made with like sticky adhesive on the back of them. So you put them on the girls and it's supposed to lift them up. If you're a B cup, they work great. Boob tape is pretty much masking tape for the boobs, and you not masking tape, duct tape, and you kind of put it from under the boob and go all the way up. Usually you wear it with something where you can
So
where it's going to be
this,
covered on this part, because you're going to take the tape
yeah.
and pull your boobs all the way up here.
So this would be a sticky bra because it's like connected in the middle and it's just stuck on here. This separate here, this would be
Taking it
boob
off
tape.
is not comfortable, Ari. No. From what I heard, I haven't used it
Yeah,
because
I'm
I
sorry.
always assumed that my girls are too big to pull up, so I just
Yeah.
haven't even bothered.
But this would be a sticky bra. This would be boob tape that's been like pre-cut, and this also would be boob tape. Because the sticky bra is more of a cup that's like bra material, but it's got sticky on the inside. The boob tape is thinner. It is just tape.
Straight
It is
up
body
duct tape.
that you put on like that. And now that was our learning lesson with Dani and Artemis.
So my choices for let's share this tab instead.
Ronald, the girlies got to figure out a way to handle the girlies.
Yep. So my choices, I was thinking about this one. Because I want something with a little bit of structure to go over the dress. What I've got is basically a sleeveless kind of shift that I got, except it has elastic in the middle. But because this dress, by the way, slight sidebar, this dress marks the first time that I realized that I cannot just go by, oh, I'm a size 16, let me just pick up a size 16 and keep running. Because I usually, when you go in a store, you try it on and whatever. Buying online, this dress marked the first time I realized that I need to look at measurements, take
yep.
my own measurements and see what the measurements of the item are and see what kind of material it's made out of. Because prior to that point, I was used to just going in the store and trying it on and getting a bigger size if I needed a bigger size. So I didn't think about, oh, I need to know the measurements of the thing. But so I bought that dress, and it has a little bit of elastic, but since I know that I have to allow for my booty in most things that I wear, I got like a 5X, and that dress turned out to be way too big. The elastic was not even barely touching my waist.
Ooh.
Now I haven't tried the dress on in, I think, 2 years. So, and I think I've gained some weight since then. So the elastic might be touching my waist now, but still, it kind of fit loosely. So I wanted to wear a jacket over it and possibly a belt. That belt that I gave you, I bought for that dress.
Mm-hmm.
And
the belt that I fully sold.
Yeah, to cover the fact that the elastic did not work.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was thinking, so I want to wear that dress and my chunky slides, my black chunky slides, and I thought I would make this and have it mostly white like it is in the picture, and have like more black and white stripes going around the underarm and sleeve area.
Okay. That sounds cute.
That's one that I'm thinking of. The other option I'm thinking of, I was thinking of possibly doing this one. But this one is not.
Oh, the cocoons are easy.
It's not very structured.
No.
And we talked about last time, I don't feel like I want to have that tent between my back and my booty. You know what I'm saying? Because my booty sticks out so far. Any kind of fabric that I wear, like a dress or whatever, it makes kind of like that tent situation between where it touches my back and where it touches my booty. I don't like that. So I've also looked at this one, this ruffle shrug, but not many people have made it, so there's not really any other pictures.
That's the only picture. Yeah.
So I don't know. I may make that just later for myself. This boho one, I'm also really attracted to, but again, there's not
Ooh.
really any shape to it.
Yeah.
If you see here, it's really just a
A big tube that you stick your arms into?
yeah, one big tube, yeah. Which I think it might look cute on, but I don't think it'd be very fun to make. I feel like it'd be very
Monotonous
monotonous. And I don't know if I want to pay somebody $5.50 to tell me how to
to
make a
make a
tube.
tube.
That's just a bit much. But I mean, it does have pictures and it looks cute. And it looks like I have it saved simply because I feel like I might make it one day, but I don't know if that's the one I want to go with the dress. So, but what do you think?
My vote is for the hexagon cardi. Ronald says that it looks like it would need blocking, and you know that
We don't block in this house.
we've already had our blocking tragedy so far.
So
Yeah,
you're
I vote the
talking about
hexagon cardi.
the art class cardi?
But you said you wanted more of a cropped one. What about the one that I sent you? That's that next picture there. Go back. Yeah.
This one. Yeah, I'm thinking about this one too. The plus side of this one, it is free.
Hmm.
She's saying it's seamless. I don't know how, but
She probably oh, that's a good one actually. I don't know.
it's in a bulky. It's a bulky yarn, and again, this is another one where nobody has made it. So, but it was just posted in October of last year. So,
I mean, you've got all that black and white. You could hold two strands together.
the hell you say? I hate holding strands together.
Let me go add that to the rules. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Create. What is this rule number? This is rule number 6.
Rule number 6: we don't hold strands together in this house.
Yep.
You seam as you go using slip stitches. Okay, so I guess that's what they mean when they say seamless, because you gotta sew those hexagons together some kind of way. So
many rules.
and I'm thinking it's pretty much like all the other hexagon cardis, which is you stitch till you get to your chest measurement. So
Mm-hmm.
if I'm doing a using worsted weight, I still just got to stitch till I get to my chest measurement, right?
Yeah, so you could just do it worse way and it would be lighter, which I think would look cute. It would be lighter than the way that she has it.
Yeah, because I don't want it to. That's the one thing that made me stray away, because I'm looking at the picture and it looks kind of stiff in the picture, and I did want structured, but not stiff in the wrong way, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So one of those two. So it looks like it's either going to be the she's got ribbing on the sleeves. And yes, she's attaching the pieces with slip stitches, yeah. But so it's either going to be this one. I think it's either going to be this one or the art cardi. Something about the way the neck sits up in the art cardi. I don't know what she does different than this one, but something about it I really like.
Mm-hmm.
In the art class cardi. So I'm really leaning toward that one. So I think I may just start that one and get it out of my system, and because it still looks like it would be short enough. I just really like the way the neck is on that one.
Okay.
So, so that's probably what I'm gonna start. And there's a video tutorial with it too. So, and it's a free pattern. So, all of that work looks good, and there's no ribbing on the sleeves. Looks like. So, I think this will be cool.
Ari
I
said it
mean,
would be cool if we had the list of rules pop up whenever one of us breaks a rule. I kind of did that earlier because I made my QR code. I had to pull it up. I made my QR code, but I have to block my QR code. I have to block it because I don't want to, because it's not square and I need it to be square for it to try to scan. Um, I don't want to do it.
you don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I'm looking at all these different ones that people have made, and it looks like they've turned out pretty well. There's one on a plus size lady.
Yeah, they look good.
So
They don't look as cropped as you want though.
yeah, they're not very cropped, but I still like the. I'm not gonna put buttons because I don't want buttons, so I'm not putting buttons.
I
But
wouldn't put buttons either.
but I think it's not as cropped as I was thinking, but it's still hanging kind of the way I wanted. And if I go, because like the way she has the sleeves, or I think if I make it, I don't know. I'll figure it out as I go. That's the whole purpose of this thing, right?
Sure.
Figure
Ari,
it
what are
out
you
as I
doing for
go.
your crochet along? What's everybody else doing for their crochet along? Isaac, are you watching? Isaac, what are you doing for your crochet along?
And we know Isaac had just gotten in from work, so Isaac might be sleeping.
Ooh,
But
Chloe?
but
Editing, what you doing for your crochet along, Chloe?
I know Ronald is doing Passionate Kelsey's granny square pullover, hexagon pullover.
Bring that up.
Ari's gonna do a scarf. Yay!
Let's see. I'm gonna try to bring up Passionate Kelsey's thing.
But I've been having Passionate Kelsey on in the background because the the YouTube algorithm keeps serving her.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll be
And
like
she's so easy
not
to
even
listen to.
no, not even serving her. It's like I'm watching a video game let's play, and then the next thing that ends, and then the next thing that comes up is Passionate Kelsey. And then I'll switch to something. So I just let her run, and then I'll switch to something else, and then I'll watch that, and then the next thing that auto plays is Passionate Kelsey. So the algorithm has decided for me.
Here is the one that Ronald is working on. And
Yeah,
you,
and I
it feels like you picked the exact same colors, Ronald.
Yep, very similar colors. I like the way that looks on her. It looks
Mhm.
almost like the what's that thing? There's a certain name for it. Do they call it a rug pullover or a
Oh,
the
the
ones
ones
I'm
that look
talking
like they're
about
made
where,
of a carpet.
yeah, the
The,
ones
it's a,
that the surfer dude type guys
yes.
that go, whoa. That kind of guy would wear. You know what I'm talking about. Where
Yes,
it's kind of got the
I know exactly what
stripes.
you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what this reminds me of. And if I was a pullover girl, I would make it. But the last few times I tried to wear an actual pullover, like a sweatshirt type pullover, I immediately got uncomfortable and had to take it off and wear a t-shirt.
Like it was too
I'm
hot,
just
or it just wasn't comfortable.
Yeah, it just felt like bulky. Not just hot, but just
Mm.
this was before I was having the flashes of the heat. It's just it felt bulky. I don't know why that a cardigan feels better to me than a pullover. Um, so I guess cardigans are just in my future, cardigans and t-shirts, because a pullover just last few times I tried to, but again it was like sweatshirt material too. So maybe
Mhm.
maybe there's something about fleece sweatshirt material that in a
Yeah.
pullover that doesn't feel comfortable to me.
You
So
never made a magic circle? I do magic circles for everything. Even if it tells me to chain two and do all your stitches into the chain two, I make a magic circle.
well, he's already done it by now because you see how far he is in the thing, so he's already done the
Oh
magic
yeah,
circle.
you've already done the magic circle. Never mind. I was like, do I get to teach the world how to do magic circles? Because I watched one video that cleared it up for me, and I was like, it's so easy now.
I, as usual, learned it from a book pre-YouTube. So many of my skills came from a book pre-YouTube.
What? Increase 1, 2, 3,
You're
4,
allowed to
5.
call her Maya. That is the name I gave her.
Yeah, you can call me either one. I tell people all the time, call me either. I literally introduce myself as I am Maya or Artemis, whichever one you'll remember. Call me whichever name you remember.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to really fight because I looked at Passionate Kelsey's tutorial for her hexagon cardi was in my list, and I was kind of thinking about that one, but I didn't know because in the picture it looks cropped at first, but I didn't know if I would be able to make it cropped. So, because I still haven't really listened to her tutorial, I kind of looked at it briefly, sped through it a little bit, but didn't really listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I could do it with her tutorial and still figure it out. But I just had a feeling that following her tutorial would turn into a cardi that was too small for me.
Oh, I think she does. She explains like make this to the width of something, to the length of whatever. Like, does she explain measurements in her tutorials? I haven't watched any of her tutorials. I just watch her vlogs.
But so that's all the crafty thoughts.
Yep.
Unless anybody else has a crafty thought, we will be starting our. This is not an official crochet along like other YouTube channels do. It's just the family crochet along. Getting ready for vacation crochet along. Because neither one of us want to be Instagram is gone. I didn't even notice you
Oh yeah, they popped out.
I didn't even notice them disappearing. But yeah, we just don't want to be stuck trying to crochet on the cruise like we did last year. I'm gonna take crochet on the cruise probably, but I don't want to be stuck crocheting on the cruise something that I need to wear later.
Crocheting at the dinner table.
Exactly. Okay, the one I'm doing, which is like the cropped one but longer, she has you make the 2 hexagons until they fit your arm like you like. Then measure your bust and back to add more rows to the front and back. Okay, so maybe I should look at her one for the cropped. Because really, everybody who's putting out these patterns for these cardis, they're all kind of the same.
That's what I was saying about the headbands before.
Make 2 hexagons, and adjust how you want to put the sleeves or whatever, but they're all kind of the same. So maybe I should follow her video and see how it turns out. But okay, so do we want, let's see. Okay, I want to hit some of, while you're crocheting, because I know you are crocheting like a mad woman, I want to hit some of my high points real quick.
Yeah, I just want to show, I started this just now because I remembered that we had discussed this. I know you and I had discussed this. I can't remember if I discussed it on the live stream, but I had accidentally double sold a hat. And then I remembered as we were streaming today that I'm supposed to meet that person with this hat today.
What time do you have to be there?
I have to be at market at like 1:30. I don't know when they're going to show up at the market, but I like an hour of that time is cut out because I'll be driving people to work. So I
Mhm.
am,
Good thing you crochet fast. You crochet, I talk.
yep.
How about that? Okay, because I got a few things that I just want to hit. Okay. Well, Ronald, thank you for that information about her video. That is really having me lean toward trying her video first instead of the art school carding. I still might try the art school carding because if it works out, I might try making more than one of these cardigans because really I have one ratty, raggedy cardigan that my BFF has already made fun of me for. My husband bought this for me for Christmas one year and it's very comfortable, but it immediately started falling apart as soon as you see all these strings hanging off of it. Before this happened, before I even put it in the washing machine, all these strings hanging off of it, the pockets immediately fell off when I put it in the washing machine. Or one of the pockets. I think I still have one pocket that is like not useful, but the square is halfway hanging on.
Wild.
But it's yeah. There's one this one pocket is just hanging there, but it's not useful. It's just there. Um so yeah, I wore this over to your Aunt Terry's house and she ragged on me all weekend about how she was gonna throw this cardigan in the trash.
You and
I'm
your
like,
raggedy sweater.
I'm like, this is it's so soft and it's so comfortable. And yes, I know the strings are hanging off, but it's soft and it's comfortable. And how about Red Heart sent me, or Your Inspiration sent me in their latest email a bunch of patterns called Rough Edge. They had a lookbook called Rough Edge with patterns that stuff just strings hanging off the pattern.
Not your inspirations also calling you out. That's hilarious. I know
Well,
that
I
that's
mean,
a
they
style.
they
For
treated that
some
like
stuff,
it's a
it looks
style.
good.
Yeah.
So it is a style. For some stuff, it looks good. Like I like it if it's like if you've got a solid, because I like the distressed look. But there's a difference between distressed and very unfinished. And some, like, I've seen some people crochet stuff that's like you do intentional holes and then there are a few strings hanging down and it looks really cute because it looks like faux distressed or whatever. But
Uh-huh.
some of them are like, girl, you just didn't want to weave in your ends. Girl, you just didn't want to weave in
Exactly.
your ends.
Exactly. I'm trying to see if I can find it right quick because I deleted the email. Cuz I look at the
And I,
emails and then I'm done. Trying to see if I can find this lookbook on Your Inspirations.
yeah, because I've seen a few of them, but some of them, it's like, it's the kind of thing that if it was on a runway, people would consider it high fashion, but unless you were in the runway setting, it just looks unpolished.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Which is stupid to me because if it's fancy on a runway, then it should be fancy everywhere. But
And it's not on the front page of their pattern, so I'm not going to bother looking for it anymore. But I mean, there was literally a pattern of like it was a knit sweater and it had like, a heart and a flower and all this other stuff, on the front of the sweater. And then there was just a string hanging out of the heart and a couple strings hanging out of the flower, like right where the color changes were. Like you finished the color change and knotted off the yarn and just let it hang out of the front of the shirt.
like you could at least tuck it into the inside of the shirt. It looks like you just didn't. It looks like you just didn't want to weave in your ends and said it's a
Exactly.
secret.
It looks so bad. It looks so cheesy. Bad wasn't even it. It looked so cheesy, like you were trying. I mean, if you had put a bunch of strings hanging around the flower, then it would look like a design choice. But like one or two strings just hanging out is ridiculous. Okay, Maya, look at your phone.
Why am I looking at my? Oh my goodness.
So, okay, so we're just going to move into life and other stuff while we finish up these last few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because she's got stuff to do. Okay, so I'm looking at my list. Okay, so first thing I had on my list was, should I have been concerned about my Lyft ride? I don't think I should have, but apparently Lyft thought I should have been concerned. Okay, I went to the dentist, this last dentist visit, got my filling in my crown. Okay, my husband drove me. I had to take a lift back. Okay, it was raining by the time we came back. And when I went out to the car to get into the lift, I already was, because I had been sitting so long in the dentist chair, I was a little bit wobbly and I had a little bit of trouble getting in the car. You know, I have trouble getting in and out of cars and
Mm-hmm.
anything seated. Anyway, okay, so, you know, no problem. The ride goes smoothly. We get to the um yes, I watched I watched that video. Yeah, I watched that video. It
I
was
didn't
I
watch
kind
it.
of
It
watched
came
it.
up on my feed.
I kind of watched it in the background because I was waiting for him to like show some pictures or whatever, but he was just talking about different channels of people who do. I mean, if he showed some pictures, I must have missed it, but he was talking about different channels of people who kind of do fashion that kind of fits men, masculine style.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
watch that video because I remember seeing it pop up in my feed, and I was like, "Oh, this would be interesting if I could find some good like men's patterns." Because the main place that I have for men's patterns is that Ravelry page that I introduced Ronald to.
The only reason I looked at it was because I was in the midst of looking for my crochet along stuff, and wanted to I was looking for see if there was another, like, maybe more masculine version of the hexagon cardi or something similar that I wanted, because like I said, I wanted a structured shirt kind of shirt to wear over that
Mm-hmm.
dress, not like a cocoon or a shrug or a little fluttery, ruffly thing. I wanted something more structured, more angular. But yeah, I don't watch him very often. But so I got my lift ride back. I come back. It's raining kind of hard by the time we get back to my house. And I guess because he had seen the trouble I had getting into the car, he put, instead of dropping me off at the if our house, we have not a super long driveway, but it's like, a little bit of a downhill driveway from the road up to the house. And so most Lyft drivers will stop at the road where my mailbox is and let me out, and I have to walk down to the house, which is fine. He pulled all the way in, right up to where the
To the
walkway
sidewalk.
is, to the sidewalk up to the house, so I'm like only about 6 feet from my door rather than all the way out at the road.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the thing came, when the thing came for what am I the when you do the lift ride and they
The
say
survey is like
rate your
how?
driver.
Yeah.
So I rated my driver and I gave him 5 stars. Said he was a good driver. And in the comment thing, I went ahead and put he drove all the way up to my house instead of stopping at the street, which was very helpful because I have trouble walking. That's specifically what I said in the comment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then about a day and a half later, I get an email from Lyft saying um, something about there was a possible danger situation with your ride. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I click into the email and they show my comment about how he pulled up to the house, and it's like, do you want to report this? Do you feel like you were in danger? No, I wasn't in danger.
No.
He kept me from slipping in the rain puddle in the driveway by pulling all the way up to the house. How does that sound like danger?
So clearly somebody was not reading
So
it. I bet you it
so
was, yeah. Yes, Ronald. I bet it was AI seeing uh pulled all the way up, or so they have some sort of like highlighted words that they look for.
So, but I was second guessing myself because I'm reading like, was that bad? Was he not supposed to pull up to my house? Is that considered stranger danger? I thought it was nice because an old lady can't get in and out of the car.
Because it's also not like he can't see where your house is if he's pulling directly in front. Like, if he's at the street, he knows where your front door is. If he pulls into your driveway, he knows where your front door is. There's no difference there.
So crazy. So that was my thought there. Second, I have decided in my ebb and flow, my life with my, especially my digital and leisure life, has like an ebb and flow where I go through where I'm constantly collecting stuff digitally. I mean, like anytime there's a free game, I download it. Anytime there's a, somebody wants to offer me some free yarn, I take it. And then, or I sign up for all these different newsletters because they look interesting. I subscribe to all these different channels on YouTube because they look interesting. And then I start to feel overwhelmed. I start to feel crowded because all of my spaces have all this stuff in it. And I start to feel guilty because it's like, oh, I have this whole list of games and I haven't played any of them. And I have all this yarn and I haven't used any of it and blah, blah, blah. So I'm in the ebb, I guess, of my digital life where I'm starting to feel like I need to start cleaning some of this stuff out because it's overwhelming me. So I canceled my Apple Arcade.
Ooh.
So I just, even though it's only $7 a month, and I know I can get it back if I want to get it back if I hear about a game that's really cool. Because that's one of those things. It's like I subscribe, and somehow in my brain it's like, whoops, you're subscribed now. There it is. You can't ever unsubscribe, or else they'll never let you come back. I don't know why my brain thinks that, but I can unsubscribe and resubscribe later. It's not like I have to pay a deposit to resubscribe or anything like that. Okay. So I canceled Apple Arcade because the only two people who could possibly using it were me and Sydney, and I confirmed Sydney's not using it, so I canceled it. Did not cancel Disney because I figured out that you and Sydney are still using it. So
I was just watching Blackish on Disney the other day.
Did not cancel it, but I've decided that Sunday, since Sunday is already my day for playing with you guys anyway, I'm just going to make Sunday my game day. And before we get on to play together, I'm going to start working through some of those game demos that I've got on Steam and different games that I've got on my iPad that I want to play. So so hopefully that will. I already did a little bit of that this Sunday and deleted about 5 game demos that either I immediately decided I didn't like the game or the demo did not work on my computer. Because a lot of times I hear about a game or whatever and it's either free or there's a free demo and I go ahead and download it, but I don't sit right away to play it. And then and then later when I go back, like I did this past Sunday, either the demo has expired because it was just for Steam Fest or whatever. And so when I go back to play the demo now, it says, nope, can't play demo, go buy the game. So delete that. Or I try the demo and it turns out it doesn't work with my configuration because our technology doesn't always agree with us. So things like that. So I did a few of those, so I'm going to try to stick to that at least for the next few weeks so I can get some of these games. And I already feel lighter canceling Apple Arcade because Apple Arcade it made me feel guilty in the back of my head that I'm paying $7. I know $7 isn't a lot, but I'm paying $7 a month because I've had Apple Arcade for like since 2021. Either 2021 or 2022, and I got a good bit of play out of Wildflowers, so it was worth it for that.
You got a lifetime's worth of play out of Wildflowers.
But then I haven't really, and I've only kind of taken a brief stab at some of the other games on there because like there's a lot of platformers, and I'm not good with platformers and whatever. So there's a lot of games on there that are either not my taste or I'm not really good at playing. I really wanted to like Sneaky Sasquatch, but I had trouble with that game. So, but knowing it's there and feeling like, oh, I should go back and play these games again because I'm paying for it. But then there's these other games that I want to try. What is this you are showing us?
This is CBD South. My arm just started hurting from
Oh,
furiously trying to crochet
yeah.
this. But it's the base of the CBD South is coconut oil. So with the temperature that I keep my room, it stays
Yes,
liquid.
it's melted.
It stays liquid.
Yep, it's melted. Um, that's how we keep temperature in a black household. Just look at your coconut oil
Look at
and
your
see if it's
coconut oil.
melted yet. Um, so that's all I wanted to say. Sunday is now my game day, so I'm going to see if I can keep that up for a few weeks and get rid of the things that are bugging me. Um,
Do we want to talk about the housewarming?
sure. The
It
housewarming
went.
was the housewarming was great as far as I'm concerned. I thought it was
Mhm.
going to be more uncomfortable because there's a lot of people there that I didn't know. And in the beginning, I was a little bit uncomfortable because all of our family was kind of congregated into the living room and not really mixing with anybody else. Even your father, and your father's usually good at talking
Mhm.
to a bunch of different people, and he really wasn't mixing with anybody, which was weird.
Mhm.
He's usually very, very outgoing. He's the outgoing
He
one out of our
he also
family.
seemed focused on something though, because he was like on his phone.
And
It seemed like
so
he was
he,
working on something.
well, the air conditioner was not working in the car on the way down. And
Okay.
I know he was trying to make an appointment to get it checked or something. I don't know. But other than that, I thought he would be, yucking it up with a lot of the other people, but he didn't. But yeah, it turned out nice. They had a bounce house that the kids did not use. They ran all over the place.
The way I was mad for Sydney and V because those kids were not using that bounce house.
And there was, they had a nice tent in the backyard and they had a nice little buffet set up and they cooked all this food and the food was very tasty.
It
They
was
played a
very good.
few it was almost like baby shower games or bridal shower games, just kind of get to know you games. How much do you know about the couple who owns the house type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we played Black Card Revoked, which we got through almost that entire deck.
Which is
And that's when
wild to
that's
me.
when it kind of started wrapping up. And, as we were playing, people started leaving. Um, and then we had to leave at 7 because your father had to go to work at 4 in the morning. So we wrapped up the game pretty quickly. But overall, that ended my adulting May because I had 3 or 4 things that were stressing me out about having to leave the house, and that was the last one. So, and their house is nice. It's a perfect size for
Yeah, it was
them.
very nice. I didn't
There's
get to see
room.
upstairs because there were people up there.
It wasn't overly fancy. They have their bedroom, and then they have, yeah, upstairs is not a whole lot. They have their bedroom. They had a bed. It's a 3 bedroom, so there's one bedroom that V is using for their office/studio, and one bedroom that Sydney is using for her artwork and stuff. So it's yeah,
It was very
it's a
nice.
nice little starter house.
I brought the VR headset. Isaac thought he could challenge me on hard mode. He was like, "Sure, put me on hard with and leave no fail off in Beat Saber," and then he did not make it. It was hilarious, but he did pretty good. He and Chloe also looked like they chucked it back to normal, and they did pretty good in Beat Saber. And then my dad played the VR headset as well. There's a game called Elixir where you it uses the hand tracking, and so you go in and you can like grab stuff and like touch things, and you like move by like moving your hand around, and you can like interact with the stuff. And it was interesting. He seemed like he had a little bit of fun, and it didn't make him nauseous, which is good. And then one of the V's mother played Beat Saber. I turned on no fail for her, and so she did pretty decently though. Like she was able to hit the blocks, but I think she just wasn't processing that you have to hit the blocks in a certain direction. So she like got all the blocks and was basically hitting them with the correct colors. She just and my dad also didn't recognize immediately because he played a little bit of Beat Saber, but he didn't recognize immediately that the tiny little white triangle on the block, that's the direction that you have to hit the block. But yeah, some people had fun with the beef sabers though.
Cool. So, have we been watching slash um reading anything interesting?
I um I watched like 2 episodes of Blackish on Disney now that I got the Disney password again. I watched 2 episodes of Blackish. Because I like sitcoms and stuff like that. And that general vibe of show, but I don't know if I'm going to continue the show. It's just not. I don't know.
You weren't feeling
I was
it?
not enjoying it. I wasn't feeling it.
I don't think I've even watched a full episode of Blackish. And part of me feels guilty because it's a black show. I should support a black show.
I think it just makes me uncomfortable. Because the first episode, the main character, the dad, he's at his job and he's supposed to be getting promoted to vice president, and then they promote him to vice president of the urban division. So they create an entire space for him to be promoted to vice president of black people, essentially. Mm-hmm. And everybody, his name's Andre, and everybody around the office keeps calling him Dre, even though he says, no, that's not my name. My name is Andre, call me Andre, and everyone ignores that. And so that whole situation, even though it's meant to be like a comedic thing, made me uncomfortable.
That's part of why I stopped watching sitcoms in general, because a lot of the humor is derived from people being uncomfortable. And for a while, I was able to power through that when I was younger, because I've always been uncomfortable watching that kind of stuff on TV. For a while, I was able to power through that. And then as I've gotten older and we have more choices, more streaming services and everything, it's not just 3 channels like what I grew up with. 3 channels, no VCRs, no streaming services, no internet. So you watch what was on the TV. So I would power through because I like to watch TV. But now I don't have to power through. I can watch something else, and so I don't.
But it also feels like a different kind of uncomfortable. Because watching The Nanny or watching Living Single, even yes, the comedy from that show is derived from their mishaps and I meant to leave this paper for this person and I didn't, and now they're calling the wrong person or something. It's just different, and I don't know how to explain it, because those are also serious situations. They in theory could be serious situations and they're coming off comically or whatever. But then in Blackish, it's just I don't know how to explain it. And then also the second episode was also just uncomfortable, because the whole second episode was the dad. They keep talking about the mom grew up she's mixed, and she grew up in a household of hippies, and so they walked around naked and everything. Are super open, and she's a doctor. And then so she says that essentially he's a prude, because he actually walks in on the son doing what young boys do. And he's like, oh my goodness. And she's like, yeah, he's been doing that for months. And he's like, you didn't tell me? We did. And she's like, no, we already had the talk. And so that whole episode is the father trying to have the talk with the son, and the son having literally so many questions. He's like, oh, everybody at school is talking about oral. What is that? Should I try it? And there's this new sex position. What is that? And then blah, blah, blah. And oh, this is the actress that gets me all the way there. And that whole conversation. And I'm like, why are we having this whole conversation? I'm trying to stream. We're wrapping up. Is there something you needed to say?
I just want to make sure and let you know Pierce has to work at 1 today.
Okay.
All right. Love you. Homie.
But that whole conversation, which is uncomfortable in itself. Because what? And because they could have implied it, but they go all the way just to make it funnier. And I'm like, this is just a dad being uncomfortable with his son. And then the mother is like, I'm so good at talking to the kids. And the dad's like, our teenage daughter hasn't talked to you in weeks. And she's like, if there was something important, she would talk to me. And then the teenage daughter is clearly having a crisis in the car when she's dropping her off at work. And then she's like, well, you can talk to me. And she's like, no, it's not that serious. I'm going to cry. And she's like, I'm here if you need to talk. And she's like, no, don't worry about it, Mom. It's okay. It's not okay. On the phone to her friend. And so then later she comes to the mom and is like, so mom, remember that crisis that I was having in the car earlier? And she's like, yes. And then she's like, I really need your advice on something. And she's like, okay. And so she talks and she's like, so I was talking to Stephanie and wah, 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 because the mom is zoning out thinking, see, I knew she was going to come talk to me because I am such a great mom. I can get anybody to talk to me. Oh my goodness. I should run for government or something, or maybe be a therapist because everybody talks to me. And then smash cut back to, so what do you think I should do, mom? And she's like, that's really a thinker. I'm gonna have to think on that for a while because she didn't hear any of it. And then she comes up with a brilliant plan, which that could have been solved very easily by, can you go over all the facts with me one more time just so I make sure I've got it straight? That could have been solved right there. Uh-huh. You asked her right there, but she didn't. She's like, that's a thinker. Let me think on that. And then she goes, and then she convinces the daughter to tell her all the facts again. And then she again, wah, 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 zones out. Because she's like, I can't believe I was smart enough to get her to tell me all this stuff again. Oh my goodness, I'm so brilliant. And then zones out and misses it all again. And I'm like, it's just uncomfortable. Because it's like, It's not even comfortable. It's not even funny. Like it's like a little funny. Like I can understand how it would be comedic. It is not funny to me, and I kind of want to watch another episode to see like, are we? Because with the plot lines that they've set up so far, I feel like there's only so far they can go with it. So I'm wondering what's going on with the rest of the episodes. But I just want Bob Hart's After Show back. Honestly,
that show has won awards and people really like it. So.
That's just not my kind of comedy. I just can't.
Sitcoms in general are just not for me anymore. Maybe at some point I may go back to them, but they're just, because like everybody talks about Abbott Elementary, and I feel like
I like Abbott Elementary.
I feel like I should watch it. I feel like I should support it because it's Black people and everything. But I just and I've never watched. What was that Issa Rae show that everybody was crazy about, and it was on Max? And see, this is why
this show.
No. It was a drama show, but this is why I don't have a Black card, because I genuinely, in theory, I want to support Black people in the things that they are doing, but realistically, I mean, take that part out of it. Just looking generally at the entertainment part, a lot of that stuff is not stuff that I'm interested in. It's not stuff that I was interested in when I was younger, and I'm still not interested in it. So it's not a lot of the stuff that is it just doesn't appeal to me, and it's not because it's Black. It's not my style of entertainment.
See, I like sitcoms and drama shows and stuff like that. That one's not it. Because I like Abbott Elementary. Abbott Elementary is good to me. Abbott Elementary is funny and good. And I don't know what it is about the two shows where Abbott Elementary also has like, why are you doing this ridiculous thing? And you could be doing this an easier way, and you're making things harder for yourself, and blah, blah, blah. And that's where the comedy lies. But for some reason in Abbott Elementary, it's funny to me. And in Blackish, it just makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to explain it. It's just different strands of comedy, and it just doesn't.
See, I think I've given up on most of the comedy.
Ronald says Rap Shit was the Issa Rae show.
No, that's not the one I'm thinking of. But no, I think Rap Shit is like Lena Waithe produced that one. I can't see. This is going to bother me now.
We're going to look it up. Oh, while she's looking this up, also in life updates, Insecure.
Her show was called Insecure, and it's very popular among the Black folk, and I just have never watched it. It just did not appeal to me because I don't watch soap opera type shows anymore. Mm-hmm. So even if it was white people, I wouldn't watch it. Yeah. It's just, and there's so many, and I hear so many things about, it really speaks to the Black experience, and it really gets, the way Black people travel through the world and do this and that and the other. And that's great, but still, it's pretty much a soap opera, and I don't watch soap opera things anymore. So it's not that it's black and I don't like it. It's soap opera and I don't like it. Your hair,
Mhm.
I'm so mad. Look at how much longer your hair is than mine.
But it looks so scraggly. I was talking to a lady
It's only because you had it up.
It's not only because I had it up. It looked scraggly before. I was talking to a lady at work today because she came in and she had her nice little silk press red bob that she was doing. And I was like, your hair looks so good. And she's like, yeah, I finally just started going to the salon to get silk press because we both talked about how we had cut our hair off previously. And now because we have a lot of hair. And so now trying to deal with our hair instead of just cutting it off. But she suggested that maybe I just did my twists too thin, but I'm afraid that if I do more twists that it won't I feel like it already doesn't look super full. And so if I do more twists, it'll look even less full.
Yeah, because I've tried doing thicker twists on mine and it just looks like I have 5 twists on my head and I'm getting ready for bed. It doesn't look like where it's
but your twists also, you have the juicy little caterpillar twists. Mine are scringly. I don't know. It's
yours.
My white girl hair is back here. I had to retwist 2 twists back here.
Mine came out already. These back here will not stay twisted at all.
I literally slapped so much gel because I had 2 full twists come undone and I slapped so much gel on there. And I'm like, you better stay locked in.
They will not stay. That's another reason why, because your sister, when we went to the housewarming, first thing out of her mouth is, oh, so are you trying to start your locks? No, I am not locking my hair, mainly because the retwisting part, I don't understand how to do by myself. Number one. And number two, this here in the back will not stay twisted because I briefly toyed with the idea of letting my hair lock and I did really nice twists and I let it stay in for weeks, but this stuff in the back just kept coming out. It would not stay twisted. And I'm like, you know what? I can't. I'm just gonna take it out because I can't. And I don't feel comfortable locking myself into one hairstyle.
Yeah.
I want to be able to wear my hair and twist sometimes, wear my hair loose sometimes, or put on a wig sometimes. I just want to have those options. So I can't lock myself into a hairstyle. Although I understand the backlash that people are having right now of natural hair as far as what am I trying to say? Because for the last several years, there's been a whole lot of more and more people going natural. You're seeing more and more people in natural hair on TV shows and stuff like that. But now I'm quietly starting to see a little bit of a backlash on TikTok and YouTube of natural hair is a lot of work. I did less work when my hair was relaxed. I am going back and relaxing my hair. I know it's supposed to be bad for you, but it's too much work doing all of this.
I definitely spent 2 days looking at relaxer stuff and really thinking about it, but I would not be able to keep up a relaxer because I wouldn't be able to apply it to myself. I know I'd be missing spots and it would be looking gross, and I don't trust Wayne to help me with that.
I'll be honest, I've done my own relaxer before, and yes, I've missed some spots, but it wasn't the end of the world. It still overall ended up looking okay. It's bad for your hair. I think the only thing that has stopped me from going back to a relaxer is that somehow in my old age, my hair has gotten thinner. I thought your hair didn't thin out till you were in your 60s or 70s, okay? But I'm only 57 and my hair is thinner than it was when I was your age. And it feels like it's not growing any longer than it is right here. And I'm scared because when I relaxed my hair, even with relaxed hair, my hair was thick. I'm scared if I relaxed my hair now,
it'll be all gone.
I would look like a bald man with a comb over.
Ooh.
And I am not ready for that. So I would rather just stick with with my natural hair that I have and wear wigs. And honestly, for me, because I don't have to leave the house, natural hair is not as much of a
Hmm.
much work as it is for some people because they have to look presentable every day. I only have to look presentable a couple times a month when I leave the house because the people inside this building don't care what my hair looks like.
Hmm.
So, I mean, and sometimes I throw my husband a bone and do something to my hair so I don't look like a hag. But for most of the time, he doesn't care anyway. So, I don't have to do that much to my hair
Yeah,
most of the time.
I
So,
suffered through doing these twists, which took me like 5 hours. But I suffered through doing these twists because I knew that I'd be able to leave them for a while
mhm,
and that my hair would look somewhat presentable for a while and I wouldn't
mhm.
have to deal with it.
It does make it easier, like on these days, Wednesdays and Friday, when I have to get up early to be here with you folks. It
Hmm.
is good. It's nice that my hair is one thing I don't have to worry about. Just spray some water on it and fluff it a little bit, and let's come in here to the office. So well, don't you have to go take people to work?
I do, and I did not complete the hat, so I'm just gonna tell him that we can meet up tomorrow and I can get him. I got pretty far
Mm-hmm.
because I
Cool,
didn't
cool, cool,
start
cool,
this until after I showed y'all the bees. So I got pretty far.
cool, 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 cool. I'm sure you will get it done.
Yeah, because I'm
Well,
on
take
row.
it, take it with you to the market. If there's a slow time, maybe you can work on it while you're at the market.
I'm worried because I haven't told him that I accidentally double sold it. I told him that I forgot it at the house, which I originally did, and then I realized when I got home that I double sold it. And so I'm afraid that if I take it to the market and work on it, he'll see me working on it, and then I'll be like, I don't want to have that conversation. I just want to
I
quietly
know you
finish it
don't
to
want
myself.
to have that conversation, but I mean, just tell the truth. I mean, you thought you still had it at the house, and then when you looked in your supply, you realized you'd accidentally sold it. So, I mean, it's just the truth. I know it's uncomfortable, but once you get it done, it's the truth.
I will bring it with
And
me
and if you
because
and if you bring it with you when you say that you double sold it, but you have half a hat in your hand,
yeah,
then he will at least see that you're working on it,
yeah.
rather than, oh, she's never going to get me this hat. He will see that you've almost got it.
Okay, I'll do that because I'm on row. I'm almost done. I'm on row 15 out of 26.
Cool, cool. So I guess next week we get to talk about my addiction to a 1957 TV show that only has 39 episodes, and I'm almost done.
Yes, we're
So
playing VR
sad.
today. Ari.
So sad. I did watch the Black Twitter documentary, by the way. It's pretty good. There's not a whole lot for me to say about it, so I'll just throw out there. Black Twitter documentary on Hulu. If you've got Hulu, it was good. It's only 3 episodes. It makes me feel even less black than I already feel. I already know I don't have a black card.
I
And
speaking of watching Black people documentaries and stuff, I watch because I love commentary YouTube, and so and like YouTube that feels like someone's presenting a PowerPoint to me. And there's this girl who I saw that she had posted a video about like the history of beauty supply stores. And I didn't watch that video, but she had another video that came up that said the history that was the history of the like earthy black girl aesthetic. And so I just
mhm.
watched that yesterday, and it was very enjoyable. So I think I'm going to go watch the rest of her videos. I just really like looking at all the styling and stuff in the
Earthy
videos.
black girl aesthetic. I might have to look that video up. That sounds interesting.
I'll send it to you, yeah, because I
Okay,
just watched
cool.
it. I liked it,
Cool. Cool, 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 cool.
but
But yeah,
we gotta go.
we do have to go before I
Oh,
go more into Black Twitter.
let me turn on the rock music. Where are you, rock music? Did it, did it. It's Wednesday. You close it out.
I get to close it out? Okay. All right. Well, this has been the Wednesday edition of the Coffee Klatsch. I have been Danny the Hungry Hussy, and this has been my partner in crime, Artemis/Maya the Fatigued. We are glad that you could join us. If you liked having us as your audio ambiance and your background sound, then hit the like button. If you want to do this again, hit the subscribe button. If you want to get an email notification letting you know the minute we go live, usually with the crossword first, then hit that notification bell.
Also, that crossword stays up. So if y'all got some link, if y'all go back and follow the link, you can maybe finish it through the week.
Really, you can finish it through the week before we come back, and then I'll just pick a new one. But because it doesn't go anywhere. But what was I gonna say? We're here. We'll be here again on Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern for Coffee Klatsch Playing Around, where we do more crosswords and word games, a little bit of board game arena, and talk about other games that we've been playing. So enjoy the rest of your week. Ciao.
Bye. I'm ending the stream. I gotta get out of here.